Today we're taking a look at the HP Omen 16 Advantage Edition. This is a laptop I picked up for work because I wanted to take advantage of its power while not screaming, "This is a gaming laptop," when I take it out at meetings. Plus, it's all AMD. Oh yeah, let's get it. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. I'm gonna give you a few specs and then I'm gonna let you know why I chose this for me over other options. The version I picked up from Best Buy is the 16.1-inch 1080p panel with a 144Hz IPS display powered by a Ryzen 5800H, 16GB of RAM, and a 1TB NVMe SSD. This laptop also comes with the AMD RX 6600M for the dedicated GPU performance, but we'll speak more on that later on. Now, this is not a small or thin and light device, with it weighing in at just over 5 pounds, but that allows for HP to provide a full I/O experience without the need of ridiculous dongles. On the right side is where all the magic happens. You have power, Ethernet, USB 3.0, mini DisplayPort 1.4, full-size HDMI 2.1, USB-C 3.1, a mic headphone input, and a full-size SD card reader. Ooh, you know I love that. On the opposite side, you have two more USB 3.0 ports with a little heat ventilation. When it comes to the overall aesthetic of the Omen 16, I love the sleek look with minimal branding, and this light adjusted logo on the back is just enough to give you a bit of flair. Now, this is not the size of one of the massive desktop replacement laptops, but it does have a bit of girth. So keep that in mind if you spend a lot of time with your laptop in your actual lap. I don't personally, so there's that. This easily passes the one-hand open test, and the hinge is pretty solid at whatever angle you use it, even if there is a bit of wobble. It comes with the 10 keyless design, which for me is cool as I rarely use the number pad anymore, but I love having a dedicated set of arrow keys. The typing experience is solid with a nice bit of travel on the keys, and using the Omen software, you can control the backlighting and the RGB effects, which I completely turn off for meetings. The trackpad is a nice size for my big hands with HP multi-touch support and gestures, though I still prefer to use an external mouse. Quickly taking a look at its guts, there are 8 screws to remove and you get access to a system that is surprisingly upgradable. In a world of laptops with soldered RAM, it's nice to know that you can upgrade both sticks for more capacity or faster speeds. Also, there is a free M.2 slot so you can add more storage. Good guy, HP. Look, if you want to nerd out on more specs, I'll make sure to leave links in the description, and you can definitely ask me anything you want to know down below in the comments. But I want to talk to you about the performance of the HP Omen 16 and why I'm really loving this device on a day-to-day basis. So I've used this about 95 to 97% of the time plugged in, which enables that Radeon 6600M to be active over the integrated graphics on the Ryzen 5800H. But when we test games, I'll show us capabilities using the APU as well. When it comes down to day-to-day tasks like browsing social media and entering data on the spreadsheet, this laptop is severely OP. What really surprised me is its ability to handle 4K video editing. Now, I'm not going to pretend that it was like a totally seamless experience, but the 8-core 16-thread Ryzen CPU chews through 4K footage better than some of my recent budget builds. In fact, my last videos have been completely edited on this machine. What you're seeing now is a time-lapse comparison of an exact render between the Omen 16 and my current main PC, which boasts a Ryzen 3900X and a 2080 Super. Now, these are older parts, but considering its desktop class 12-core 24-thread and OC28 Super versus a mobile 8-core and a 1080p class GPU, it's not bad at all. Now, eventually I'll probably upgrade that RAM kit to 32 gigabytes for my editing needs, but even still, I have no problem getting work done. The biggest downside is that this is a 1080p display, and a higher resolution panel would allow for better pixel density and clarity when editing and playback, but it really hasn't slowed me down at all. Another knock to the display is that at 250 nits, it could be a bit brighter, but there's no scenario where it's actually hard to view, and I consistently use it on about 85% brightness. It's more than capable enough to watch movies and my favorite YouTube content. In fact, the built-in speakers only heighten the experience. If you're looking to dock this, then for sure, I would probably pick up a nice pair of desktop speakers. But for normal day-to-day listening, man, the HP Omen sounds pretty damn good. Another thing that was pretty good was the transition from gaming on my desktop to the Omen 16. My main monitor is a 1440p 165Hz model, so I was expecting not to enjoy going back to a 1080p and 144Hz, but woo, I'm glad I was wrong. This thing flies, and for a laptop, it's a great option. If you've seen any video from me, you know my game of choice is Black Ops Cold War. At 16.1 inches, the screen is just big enough for me to enjoy some high frame rate headshots. Real quick, while the integrated graphics on that Ryzen CPU are capable of playing games, I don't think this is the specific device you would pick up to use them unless it's in a pinch. So I'll only include the numbers for the built-in graphics when I see fit. In fact, let's run through the benchmarks so you can see for yourself. Now, real quick about the benchmarks. There is a loss of performance when using the integrated graphics on that Ryzen APU, but games are still playable, and it makes me want to take a look at the newer desktop class Ryzen APUs. Also, I didn't mention the microphone or the camera, so if you want a demonstration for Zoom calls and possible team meetings, here you go. So before we wrap this up, I know there's some things that may appeal to you that the Omen 16 misses on. There's no 4K or touchscreen, which I don't care about on laptops, so that wasn't an issue to me. I believe there's a model with more powerful specs and a quad HD display, but believe me, you're gonna pay more for that. The RX 6600M is more than powerful enough for 1080p gaming, but if 1440p is your desired resolution, then this isn't the model for you. Also, I plan on doing a follow-up video showing it connected to an external monitor so you can see what kind of results you can expect when docked, with some added temperature and battery testing. So make sure you stick around for that. At the end of the day, this is a solid do-it-all device that can work, play, and look good in a professional environment. It's your kinfolk Dookie. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna get up out of here, but never forget to holla at your boy.